A very good evening and welcome to Primetime News live from the News First Centre here in Colombo. I'm Minoshi Ratnasekara.
And I'm Madhushka Balasurya. Let's start off with a look at your headlines.
The headlines on News First at 9.
Budget for 2014 will be presented in Parliament tomorrow. Public hopes for the elevation of the cost of living. Chemicals released into a paddy field in Sapugaskanda. 4 officers, including the OIC of Thalangama, arrested for concealing evidence pertaining to the homicide of a former police inspector. School examinations in the central province plagued with discrepancies.
News First at 9.
It has been reported that a chemical compound has been released into a paddy field in the Heyantudua area in Sapugaskanda.
Yes, News First visited the area today to look into the harm caused by the release of the chemical compound.
Right now, I'm in Heyantudua in Sapugaskanda where a man-made disaster has taken place. Now, if you look over here, these are some of the fish who have died due to chemical poisoning.
The areas surrounding these paddy fields are home to around 4,000 families. The local residents speaking to News First said that the fish in the canal known as the Madaella that flows right in the middle of these paddy fields were dead.
We were trying
to determine from where this chemical was coming from. We followed the canal upstream and discovered that the drainage system that flows along the Samurdhi Mavata has been diverted to this canal. We noted the smell of ammonia gas. We wanted to know from where this smell was coming from. People in that vicinity told us that barrels containing urea were cleaned in this canal. They told us that the water used to clean the barrels was released to the canal. We witnessed the water mixed with the chemicals flowing from the drains out of that factory. This canal, which starts from the mill junction in Heyantudua, flows for almost 2 kilometers before it reaches the Korattunna Oya. Subsequently, the water that flows through the Korattunna Oya reached the Kalani River. If this chemical has come into contact with the water in the catchment areas, there will be serious issues with the water that the people will consume, which may result in disease. We request the officials to take measures to prevent a situation similar to what happened in Rathapasola from happening again. This footage is a clear example that the chemicals have not only affected marine life.
Now, News First contacted the Central Environmental Authority in this regard, and they said that they have obtained water samples from the affected area.
Yes, Madhushka, the CEA adds that further measures will be taken subsequent to the tests that will be conducted.
A number of incidents where reservoirs and the environment have been contaminated through the dumping of chemical waste on the rice. Factory workers and area residents taken ill following a gas leak at a factory in the Kalutara industrial zone. Mass death of fish in a waterway running from Suryagama Kadawatha to the Kalani River following the dumping of chemical waste. Area residents allege that acidic waste is being dumped into the Maragal Oya from a rubber factory in Monaragala. A group including small children hospitalized following a chlorine leak at the Avisavilla water purification plant. A gas leak at a chemical factory in Batakathara, Piliyandala. 72 people hospitalized owing to respiratory problems. Leakage at a dry ice manufacturing plant belonging to the State Fisheries Corporation in Magalagol, accompanied by a fire. 1 person killed, 1 injured. Are incidents of environmental harm increasing because of a lack of proper controls?
President Mahinda Rajapaksa has sent a congratulatory message to the new Maldivian President Abdullah Yamin Abdu Gayoom. According to the presidential spokesperson and international media unit, the president wrote in his message that Yamin's victory bears testimony to the confidence that the people of the Maldives place in his policies and his leadership. The president also gave his support and extended his support to Sri Lanka in international fora, has further strengthened the close relations that exist between our two countries.
Brought to you by
with monthly plans starting at just 1,400 rupees. Dialogue the future today.
Now, the 2014 budget is to be presented in Parliament tomorrow, but what are the expectations of the public?
Tonight on our special Budget 2014 segment, we take a look at the public's expectations.
The 68th budget of independent Sri Lanka is to be presented to Parliament tomorrow. Incidentally, this is the 9th budget to be presented to Parliament by the regime of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The primary expectation of the people, this time around as well, is that the budget will provide for some relief to elevate the effect of the rising cost of living.
People who used to buy quantities of 500 grams only purchase 100 grams now.
If drug prescriptions are written for a month, people only purchase medication for 2 to 3 days. Electricity tariffs have increased, bus fares have increased, the cost of living is increasing everywhere. A kilo of onions cost over 200 rupees. The people aren't eating anymore, they're salivating.
The cost of living needs to decrease, it is unbearable.
Pensioners and public sector employees are hoping for an increase in their pension payments and wages. I am a retired railway service employee. I am hoping for some kind of an increase in my pension through the budget.
People have been working in the scheme for about a year and 8 months and are yet to be made permanent. It is a major problem because we only receive a 10,000 rupee allowance. People who work in the private sector are in dire need of relief. We do not receive overtime and other payments like public sector employees.
Three-wheeler owners are also hoping for relief. The price of petrol and spare parts is increasing. We cannot continue in this trade. Small-scale businessmen too have major expectations. We are hoping for a reduction in taxation.
It would be good if the vegetables and paddy we cultivate will fetch a higher price.
Convening a media briefing today, Democratic National Alliance parliamentarian Vijitha Herath said that they would take a decision on whether to boycott the second reading of the budget in Parliament tomorrow.
As usual, the Minister of Finance will come when he wishes, take the box and present the speech for about an hour and a half. In truth, it is pointless even listening to that speech. The Democratic National Alliance is seriously considering whether there is any point to us sitting and listening to the usual lies that will be sprouted through the budget. We expect to reach a decision regarding this. Not the budget debate, but the budget speech. We are discussing it. We are discussing it. We in the Janata Vimukti Peramuna are in agreement. We are conducting discussions with others in the Democratic National Alliance. We will inform you later this evening.
It's time now for the newspaper cartoon of the day.
Police officers, including the officer in charge of the Thalangama police station, were taken into custody this evening.
Yes, they were arrested for attempting to undermine the police investigation into the murder of a former police inspector attached to the police special task force in July.
The body of the victim was discovered recently in Kitulgala, and 4 persons, including a millionaire businesswoman, have been placed in remand custody over the incident.
විමර්ශනය කරගෙන යන අතරතුර මුලින්ම මේ පැමිණිල්ල ලැබිලා තිබුණේ තලංගම පොලිස් ස්ථානයට. තලංගම පොලිස් ස්ථානයෙන් මේක
While the investigation was underway, the first complaint was lodged at the Thalangama police station. The investigations conducted by the Thalangama police were extremely weak. While investigations continued, it came to light that they have been given a bribe by the woman and the group currently in remand custody to conceal evidence and conduct a half-hearted investigation. The OIC of the Talangama police station, the OIC of the crimes division, a sergeant and a constable have been arrested. It has come to light that a deposit of 2 million rupees had been made to the personal account of the OIC by the defendant mistress. The deposit had been made on her behalf by her driver.
රුපියල් ලක්ෂ 20ක මුදලක් අදාළ ස්ථානාධිපතිවරයාගේ පුද්ගලික ගිණුමකට මේ විත්තිකාර අනියම් බිරිඳ විසින් ඔහුගේ ඇයගේ රියදුරු විසින් බැර කරලා තියෙනවා කියලා.
Up next is Crime Watch.
A couple was found murdered in the Velhina area close to the Haskasmulla area in Akmi, Managol. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana said that the gruesome discovery was made when the couple were reported to have not returned from a private land that they own. The victims have been identified as 50-year-old Urulagamage Lal Priyantha and his wife 48-year-old Anusha Lianage, the parents of 4 children. A correspondent in the area said that the couple's eldest daughter is currently in university while the other 3 children are schooling.
Over a week ago, he told me that he had death threats. I told him to file a complaint with the police for his own protection. He does not stay late in the estate. By 6 or 6:30, they come back from the estate. They cook meals for me and they go to the estate.
The additional magistrate for Gaul, Gajendra Munasinghe, conducted the magisterial inquiry into the double homicide. The police said that the post-mortem examination was conducted at the Karapitiya Teaching Hospital in Gaul. The police went on to say that a number of complaints made over land issues are being taken up at courts at present.